That, hello? That announcement isn't good enough, I just realized. This is part of the problem. I just now realized that there was another component that I was neglecting to remember. And I just don't know what to do. Thinking my first instinct is to take one because the gabapentin neurontin, it's nerve medicine that is sometimes used for chronic pain and epilepsy. And when I got in trouble back in, I gotta shift a little bit. When I got in trouble back in May, it was given to me in the hospital. Oh, by the way, that's where I think the narco drop is. If anybody notices or sees this, that thing I was alluding to on Twitter, we were getting weird phone calls when I was in, and I know it's a mental institution. You're probably like, oh, weird phone calls, likely story. Yeah, well, my friend Matt Bird and my friend Ursula both attest to picking up the phone and hearing this exact same man. They were describing the details about him back and forth, henceforth the Caribbean accent thing. And Matt Bird was the one that said, hey, wouldn't that be weird if it was some kind of like hostage kidnap narco thing? Because it sounded like a very generic pickup, you know, are you ready? But don't you usually sound a little bit more familiar with the person that you're addressing over the phone instead of so direct, focused, and to the point? And they were like, yeah, Ursula was creeped out by him. He sounded, and you know what? We suspect that there's a nurse there or somebody that might be connected with the freaking, but I don't know because I don't think I talked to the guy while I was there. I just overheard them and I was like, that's creepy. And that's when Matt said what he said about it. And it's just weird because the guards had been, I was in the waiting room at that place. I'm sorry, what was I gonna say? Oh, the gabapentin. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I gotta look it up now because I'm thinking of taking one, but I really wanted to stop taking it because I didn't think I had epilepsy and it wasn't helping with my pain, you see. So it's like I'm scared and I want to take it because I'm part of me thinks that this might be related to that. I stopped it like a week ago. I don't know. Shouldn't I be back to normal by now? I've been having these little episodes now. At least I've been trying. I don't know. Let me think. Let's see. The election was on the 4th. I know that much. And today is Veterans Day. Is it the 7th? I believe. Um, let's see. Can I remember what day of the week it was on the 4th? Not really. Any day? Yeah. I guess today's Sunday. So, it's the day I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I guess it's the 7th. The computer. Oh, wait. 10th? Is that real? Damn, I'm behind schedule. Oh well. I did see it on the refrigerator calendar, November 10th. Okay. But yeah, I'm not just gonna like get scared and take a pill. That's stupid. I'm trying to get off that shit. My father took gabapentin and it helped him tremendously. But I believe he was at that point in his life where he was developing Parkinson's. So I believe that, and also he was a grand mal epileptic. So I think a medication like Neurontin, otherwise known as gabapentin, I think Neurontin is the generic name, gabapentin is the brand name, and it was perfect for him. You know, that was probably his most sane time period in his life for the last 5 years of his life. We were knocking back Budweisers together. Like, we were at Raul Grijalva's birthday party, and he had three Budweisers and got up stage and played perfectly and sang, and Joe Mira was doing rhythm, and it was fine. So I wouldn't have ever expected that back in like the 80s or 90s. That guy was like one beer psycho. But that's I guess the gabapentin. Well, the morphine. He was on 60 milligrams. It was like an orange morphine time release. So that's a strong ass painkiller because you got your 30s. Those are blues. Or wait, are they? It's been a really long time since I had one. I think it's like oxblood, you know, mauve. Is that the right? Kind of like a raspberry. One of them, and I think that one is the 30, and I think the blue one is the 45, and the orange one is the 60. So my old man was pretty pain free, for at least 12 hours every time he took one of those. I mean, for a control med time release. I wish I had one right now, but I've been on the instant release so that's all I've been able to get for 2 years. You realize it's a roller coaster ride every time I take one, and every time I need one. It's really ridiculous to live that way. So I wake up sick all the time. You know this. Anyways, so yeah, it worked out good for my old man, the neurotin. It ain't working out for me. My nurse practitioner actually explained to me. Darren told me that it was like an irritant to an attention deficit disorder person, uh, quite often in a percentage of the time. I'm not sure if it's a minority or majority percentage of the time. A fluke occurrence. I don't know. He said it's been known to cause as a side effect irritability in ADD patients. And I was like, dude, I've been very irritable lately. I think I'm gonna stop taking it. And it's like, I can't really say if I've been that irritable lately because I've been having these weird little memory lapses. And plus, I've been trying very forcefully to get some attention for our national emergency, says Dope Czar. Um, it's called the Blue Pill Menace. It is an illegal substance that is smuggled into the United States of America in large amounts in a coordinated effort by the Mexican criminals and the Chinese criminals, the organized crime outfits, the national organized crime outfits of China and Mexico in a coordinated effort to get the illegal blue pill deadly menace into America and into the bloodstream of every American if they can get money out of it. But and they use hostages to get them across the border, and that's what I was talking about. At least I can remember that I was telling you about the hospital and the weird phone calls. There's only like two phones up there at Banner Health South on the second floor. And if this is a false alarm, well, you know what? I think all you got to do is trace the line for like May, or you could ask Matt Bird about it. I don't know if he's still locked up or I think no, he got out that day when I got out. Yeah, there were Grace got out and Matt got out and quite a few. I think Ursula did too. Quite a few people. Um, and I got out last, but I was gracious about it because I got to do anger management and it was a happy, good day. And it wasn't like as if I was like there was a few moments where I was looking through the window, nose pressed against it, like, is my mom here yet? God damn. I hope she has like a Tylenol or an aspirin or something, because it was pretty tough to get one in there. Let me tell you. But anyways, yeah, those phone calls were. And the reason why they were suspicious was because, like I was explaining in the waiting room, I got transferred from Pima County Jail to Banner Health South, right? So I had two jail guards with me, um, and then they watched over me for about 12 hours. It was either 8 or 12 hours, and this one guard had many experiences under his belt, and many of them were anecdotal recounts of either interesting, amusing, or otherwise unique information and accounts from his real life job experience. And he had some wacky ass shit to say about fentanyl, let me tell you. There's this one guy here in town apparently that takes a blue pill once an hour. If you can believe that. And this guy is talking about, oh yeah, I think one blue pill is enough to like mess up an elephant or something like that. It's a highly concentrated opioid that is extremely deadly in large amounts. A morphine equivalency chart, if you were to use the fentanyl with morphine, I don't know, but if you take 420 milligrams of morphine or more, you might stop breathing. But 420, that's an easy number to remember, right? 420! Yeah, well, you might want to stick with that because I don't know. What are we talking about? The guard and the fentanyl. And this guy overdoses everywhere, all over town. He's been intubated at every hospital in Tucson. This crazy guy, sometimes he only has boxer shorts on and socks. And, he's like, I guess he's a Vato guy. He's just like, maybe got a tattoo and a bald head. He's just like, really fucked up on fentanyl all the time to the point where he's OD'd at every hospital. And right after they intubate him, supposedly he'll hop up off the table and say, I gotta get out of here. And then they say, what? But you need you to sign this. And he's like, I gotta go. And he always immediately leaves to go get another blue pill. So this guy takes like 24 blue pills a day. That's one fuck of a tolerance, dude. That's psycho. He must be on uppers or something. CP? God damn. But that wasn't the story I was looking to tell. That's one that stands out in my mind because that's remarkable. That is a remarkably addicted person. Oh, it looks like, okay, I'm sorry. I was looking at my stream information and thinking it was a chat window. I just have a little bit of mental exhaustion right now. If you think I'm a little off, it is because I think I exhausted myself. I think I did an 8-hour stream the other day, so it's no wonder, right? You know, it's a holiday. I'm supposed to be taking it easy, and that's exactly what I was gonna do. I was just gonna, do that poster. You heard that story, so. Anyways, this guy, that was one story. The other story, oh God, it's freaky. I believe he was referring to a coworker. If you can believe that, check it out. You're gonna love this. Like I say, this was the first guards that were watching me, the ones that drove me. If you want to go talk to them about it, I mean, like, or I don't know, maybe they might know something more, like, know some of the phones that get called for pickups of hostages. I know some people here that know things, and they don't know what to do with their information. It's creepy shit. And this happened back in May. Anyways, he's talking about a coworker that I guess was undercover or something and got abducted by the narcos, taken across the border, stuffed into a warehouse with other prisoners, hostages. But because this man was, I guess, he was trained, to say the least. He had a job in law enforcement and managed to escape in his boxer shorts. Yeah, I know. I keep talking about boxer shorts. I guess blue pills and boxers go together. These people are seriously like the first guy was seriously whacked out and high. So you probably don't know if he has pants or what. If you're taking 24 blue pills a day, fuck, good Christ, hey, Christ on a crutch. Hoy, that's a, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. 24 pills a day. Yeah, he's died everywhere in town. Oh, okay. He's probably dead now. It was back in May when I heard this story. What a legend. Maybe he's still going. Maybe he's up to 30 a day. I mean, because the tolerance never really quite stops. It's like, once you get up to the lethal range, you're pretty much supposed to die. That's why so many people do. The tolerance never really quite. It's good to find a good level and just stay there and ignore any cravings you might have and just stick to your cell phone alarm on your calendar. Beep, 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 beep. Has it been 72 hours, 3 days already? Okay, time for a new patch. Boop. That's simple. I'm not going to tell you how to schedule blue pill ingestion because they're deadly and illegal narcotics smuggled in by the organized crime outfits of Mexico and China. And I think I know how to get to them. And I doubt if they're watching me because nobody watches me. So, uh, what about this guy? Oh, he escapes and he fucking travels back to Tucson on foot from Mexico. Taking little back alleys? No, man, this is the wilderness. This is the desert. This guy had to travel like an illegal immigrant. And guess what? He got picked up. Isn't that a laugh riot? So this guy is having the worst day of his life. This guy that works in law enforcement, trained and apparently investigating a narco thing, and gets kidnapped while undercover because they assumed he was not law enforcement, and they take anybody. They don't care if you come from a rich family, affluent family, or not. A poverty-stricken family, a middle-class family, they'll take what they can get. Low-hanging fruit, low-hanging people, folks. Anyways, so this guy, having the worst day of his life, man. Kidnapped in his boxers, stuffed in a warehouse with other kidnapped victims, manages to wiggle his way out of the whole situation into the wilderness of the borderland between Mexico and Arizona. And he's just probably getting all kinds of thorns in his feet. He probably doesn't have shoes on. If they keep their prisoners in their underwear, they probably don't have shoes. I mean, if I was a narco, I wouldn't let them have shoes. They probably would run away. Right? Duh. Anyhow, like, God, think like a kidnapper, people. So, a hostage taker. Liam Neeson would agree with me. Anyways, where was I? Look, I know this may or may not be funny to you. I find it to be so ridiculous it's hysterical. So, just like, what the fuck kind of world are we living in? How cartoony am I? Whoa, 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 whoa. Woo! Woo! Ah! Oh, agity, 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 agity. Like, seriously? This guy's in law enforcement, kidnapped, and then picked up by Border Patrol, taken to the mental hospital that I stayed at Banner South. And this guard that's telling the story, he says that he's delivering, somebody that was like me, someone from the jail to the secure facility at Banner Hill South, right? And so he says that one of the doctors or orderlies or nurses, what have you, maybe it was a food cart, whatever, dude. The door swung open and he could see for a glimpse for a moment while it was open and then swinging shut. Hey, my shoulder's pretty good today. He says, "Hey, fool." This guard called everybody fool. It's really funny because in all of his stories there are many fools. So it's a good nice nickname for all the people. He doesn't even have to use names. He's, "Hey fool, get over here." Yeah, yeah. And I think he was talking to his coworker, but he was in his boxers, and he says, "Hey fool, what are you doing? You look like you're in there. Did you check in? Are you crazy?" And he says, "Dude, get me out of here! I gotta get out of here!" And he's like, "Calm the fuck down, back up. Tell me what happened. Calm down. I will restrain you. Chill the hell out." This law enforcement guy that was undercover, got kidnapped, picked up by Border Patrol, thrown in the loony bin, all in rather rapid succession. Granted, you don't really walk across the border to, but I don't know where he got picked up at by Border Patrol, so it's like, Maybe it was immediate. I don't know. But anyways, this guy was extremely irate in his boxer shorts, and he says to his coworker, he says, "Calm down, fool. Tell me what happened." He says, "Man, I don't have to be calm. Get me the hell out of here, dude. I got shit in my drawers." And he says, "Too much information, fool." And he says, "It's not too much information. I need new drawers." Fucking goes whoop, and throws the shitty drawers at the guy that was guarding me, calling everybody fool. And he goes like, "Oh, fool, nasty! What'd you do that for? I'm gonna have to handcuff you. That wasn't cool, man." And he's like, "Get me the fuck out of here! I don't belong here. I gotta go back to work." Isn't that the craziest story you've ever heard in your life? It's ridiculous. That's what it's like down here in the desert, in the middle of no man's land, between America, a first world, first class nation, and Mexico, a third world, narco driven hellhole, where they own the cell towers. The narcos do. Sometimes the homeless children climb up to the top of them to make phone calls, or even spy on the narcos. You've heard about that, right? I think that happens over by Texas and Brownsville and shit more than here. You know? You know? I don't know if I have anything else to say. I could probably remember another one of his stories. I mean, I was dope sick and going out of my mind. You know what I looked like? Have you ever seen that Avengers movie with the Russian, God damn it. Just, the one with Black Widow. She's busting him out. He's got the chains, the cuffs, the shackles. And he's like walking slowly because of the ankle shackles, right? Well, I'm in the waiting room, and you'd think I'd be sitting in a chair, right? But I'm dope sick, so I look like this. I'm going. Oh God, this sucks. And they let me do it. The next guards that relieved them on shift handcuffed me to the chair because he's totally freaked out. Probably has a family member that he has seen on opioids, or at least detoxing. I can recognize a freaked out person. I am a freaked out person. So yeah, out of those four guards that babysat me, that's the one that has a family member. The one that handcuffed me to the chair. Whoever that guy is. He almost forgot his handcuffs. They're the locking kind that, how can I explain? I don't know. They're not like my Smith & Wesson handcuffs. For a moment, I thought, hey, I'm broke. I don't have a job. Bounty hunter? Dog the bounty hunter. I never actually tried. I figured, well, it'd be a good idea to have handcuffs if I was gonna make a living. I know, ridiculous shit, right? Glad I mentioned all that stuff to you. Uh, yeah, I think I'll just listen to some music now. That was my official announcement. Dude, I can barely work this computer right now. I think you learned that in the official announcement prior to this official announcement. I'll talk to you later. Have a good holiday.